Right now, I am about to take the longest flight of my entire life. It's a little over 10 hours. I'm going from San Francisco to Dublin, Ireland on Aer Lingus. I've never flown Aer Lingus before, so I'm really excited to try this. So the longest flight I was ever on before this was when I flew Delta from Zurich to New York. That was about a 9-hour, 20-minute flight. The longest overall transportation though I've ever taken was when I took Amtrak, and that was going from Chicago to Memphis overnight. So I'm really excited for this because first off, it's a new airline for me. It's a new country, and I am not bothered by long flights. I actually find flying to be very enjoyable. Honestly, I don't know too much about Aer Lingus besides they're the flagship carrier of the Republic of Ireland. I know that they are known for having semi-low fares. They are a big connector airline, which means if you're flying from the United States to Europe, that you might connect through Dublin to get on your way to Europe. Not as big as other ones like Iceland Air, TAP, etc. But I know that the meals are supposed to be solid. Legroom is supposed to be okay. Amenities besides that, not too much. But their on-time performance, really transatlantic wise, is spot on. We have about 2.5 hours until I will be leaving San Francisco. I just love how the airport is situated. We got the bay right over the tarmac, and you got the hills out in the distance. The SFO airport really has so many different places to just lounge and relax if you don't have access to a lounge yourself. They even have a yoga studio, which I think is pretty cool. I love how the airline really embraces Irish culture. It's bright green, and the most famous symbol of Ireland, the shamrock clover, is literally painted throughout the entire plane. On the wing, you have it on the back tail, and even on the engine. Really cool design and very noticeable design as well. Great advertising. I think I may have just found the coolest spot in the entire San Francisco airport. I am on an outside viewing platform right now. Literally outside. You see all the planes, you can see where they're taking off and landing. It's a little bright right now, but this is so cool. This is at the very end of the international terminal. And yes, these are real plants behind me. If you're a plane spotter or just overall a huge aviation enthusiast, you have to check this out. You can even get here if you don't have an international flight. Just go to gate G, go to the end. Many airports around the entire world have platforms like these. I just wish LaGuardia or JFK, my local airports, had one. So the aircraft that I am flying on tonight is an Airbus A330-200. It is the largest in the Aer Lingus fleet, and they typically really only fly this aircraft on its transatlantic route. It has a configuration of 2 on one side, 4 in the middle, and 2 on the others, which is a little interesting because a lot of airlines like to have the option of a 3-3-3 layout, but Aer Lingus does this because essentially that means there are only going to be 2 people in the middle seats per row. When you have the 3-3-3 layout, you have obviously there are going to be 3 middle seats in that form. The way they board is actually very efficient. They do back to front, which makes things go a lot smoother. I'm loving how they have the green seats, the shamrock right there, and it's only 2. 1, 2, you got 4, so it's a good setup. I like the 2-4-2 layout a lot more because me, who has a window right now, just feels like I have a lot more space, even though when someone ultimately comes and sits next to me, I won't have as much space, but it just makes the aircraft feel much more spacious. I think this is going to be a really good flight. Hopefully it'll be enjoyable. Things are already falling apart a little bit for me. My water bottle, the cord snapped that I would use to snap it onto my backpack, but that's okay. Legroom is okay-ish. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to fit my backpack up there, so I'm stuck with it in front of me. I'll slide it underneath. We did get provided with a pillow, earplugs for the TV, and a blanket. The headrests are also adjustable. That's a great feature that I haven't seen on an airline before. The seats definitely don't have as much cushioning as other airlines, specifically like Delta, where I feel like I'm almost sitting in like a bed. So a little bit different. You know, maybe it'll make your back a little stiff, especially on a flight that's like this, 10 hours long. So we'll see. I can't believe it that we got lucky enough that there is nobody next to me on this 10-hour flight. I mean, how lucky can you be? This is absolutely incredible. So I'm gonna have so much room when I'm going to sleep. This is literally best case scenario. As the flight started to get full and full, the idea of having someone next to me or having them not next to me started to get in my head. I started thinking, like, could this actually be possible? And then sure enough, nobody showed up. There's literally like 2 empty seats on the entire flight. Not that anyone cares, but I just saw a coyote on the tarmac of the airport. Yeah, that was weird. I wish I got it on video. So one of the big things for me is the fact that I can look at the map. I find it so cool just to see where the plane is, see the route that it's going. Unfortunately, it's not interactive, so I can't be zooming in to see different cities and zoom in really closely to see where we are in the world. In terms of entertainment, it's pretty, mediocre. They got basic movies, basic TV shows, nothing kind of like too crazy, just a small selection of like 10 to 15 in each different category, like comedy, drama, and so forth. I'm a big documentary guy, so documentaries, there are a couple. I'll probably check one out. So I ordered the chicken and it looks pretty good, so I'm excited to try it. Also got some bread with it, a little salad, chocolate mousse, and water. Got some corn with it as well. My one major complaint is that the tray tables are so small. The tray for food is small, and you barely have any room in front of you to eat. Overall, this was a really enjoyable flight. I slept probably around 3.5 hours, which is more than I normally get on a transatlantic flight. And they served us a very nice sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. It was actually really good. I was surprised about that. The dinner was okay. I liked it, I enjoyed it, but the breakfast sandwich, that hit. Also, in case you were wondering, on my return flight, they served us lunch, and here is the lunch right here. I would say it ended up being pretty good as well. Before landing, they gave us this mini chicken Caesar wrap with brownie and tea. Overall, I thought it was a really enjoyable flight. Certainly helped that I had no one next to me, so a lot of extra room. But I thought the cabin crew did a very good job making sure that everyone was safe, making sure that everyone had their needs attended to. Thought they did a good job with kind of food service. And in addition to that, they were on time. And for me, that is the #1 reason to fly an airline, on-time performance. While I did have some complaints, which every airline has that, so you can't really single out Aer Lingus for that. Overall, very positive experience, and I will definitely be flying Aer Lingus again in the future. My favorite part about entering the EU, being able to use this.
It's the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that